guess an in the comments video. What the hell? You can see, I'll just go through some of this, but you know, yeah, people just aren't on subject. It's just so disappointing. This is just irritating. Yeah, it's just irritating. So anyway, this guy, whatever I did, blocked him or something. So this is on the Mary Anna's video. Utopia, don't you know this word? You're talking some shit like some religious leader or prophet or populist. This is the best road to hell. Shut up, idiot. You know, I mean, there's no argument here. This isn't any explanation about how lower capital gains taxes have done the world any good. No, it's just complete rubbish. God, useless fuckhead. Alright, Mary Anna. Well, Mary Ann now. Mary Ann. Anyway, used to be Mary Anna. Anyway, okay, I've been trying to make a response to this. I had limited free time. I guess where we disagree the most, is the taking by force. I mean, it's just, whatever. Yeah, oh, we force people to have a driver's license. We force a lot of stuff because, yeah, we're not going to play fair unless we're kind of obligated, and, you know, not to be able to figure that out as an adult, you know, says something about you, I think. You know, you think people will voluntarily do the right thing, then you're silly. If you're for an incentive-based economy, no, I mean for incentives being a fundamental component of production. Yes, people need to have incentives to work. That's right. They should have fair incentives. Basing the economy, I don't know what that means. Then wouldn't it make sense to create more incentives? What do you mean? Bigger? You mean bigger lotteries? Yeah, we can't just have like the pick 4 or something like that. No, we have to have some kind of silly lottery, like a 1 in 358 million odd lottery with a preposterous prize. Right? Is that what you mean by more incentives? My system would give more incentives, in my opinion, because it would make everybody, upward mobility would be right at your hands. It would be right in front of you all the time. It wouldn't be something taken away by exploitanists. Incentives to get wealthy, to part with more of their loot voluntarily. Ugh. Yeah, why don't we pay them to give away their money? yeah, give them an incentive. We'll pay them to give away their money. Oh, fuck. Of course, we already have this in the form of charitable tax deductions, which are just a tax dodge, and everybody knows that. Most charities are incredibly inefficient. They're just organizations for Mrs. Rich Moneybags to get some kind of fake little job where she gets a nice little $150,000 to do much of nothing. They're make-work programs for elitist fuckwits. Okay, most charities do not, they don't function as a charity. They just function as a social organization for people who want to feel good about themselves. So they're just frauds and bullshit. But this could be taken even further in various ways, whatever that means. Yeah, where what? We all get to choose where we spend our tax dollars or some other kind of bullshit. I mean, you know, you either accept the games of civilization or you don't. Clearly, you don't want to live in a civilization. You want to live in Mary Annaville, and with nobody else having any other ville of their own that'll offend you in some way. So I'm just saying, you don't want to pay the freight for civilization. You're not going to have civilization. I'm on all in increased progressive taxes. Well, you're not. You know, you don't want to go back to the 1970s, do you? Right? Because that's too onerous. Because there was this huge, onerous, horrible tax on over $1 million in income. However, again, incentives may be a better route. Again, what incentives do you need? If the lowest paid person got $30,000 and the highest paid person got $300,000, I think there's enough room in there for all the incentive we need. We need good paying jobs. Well, you're not going to get them in an exploitative economy where Desperation exists to be exploited, and there are people willing to exploit it. Let these large corporations, well, see again, large corporations as being the enemy. It's the owners of the large corporations who dictate the policy of the large corporations. You still haven't quite figured that out. That's the shareholders and the dividend wanters. They're the greedy whores who are obliging corporations to behave like assholes. They're the ones who put the CEOs in charge. Bring all the money packed offshore back to the country tax-free. You know, whatever that means. We can make rules for being a company that does business in America, and we can just choose to make good rules or bad rules. But yeah, we don't have to have companies that are spending our money collecting profit on our people here and paying taxes somewhere else. Allow this so long as it gets reinvested here. Again, well, we'll just finish up. Globalization makes economic improvements more challenging. It certainly does, but it doesn't stop us from having standards and applying standards and simply saying we're not going to do business if your country allows people to pollute the environment or to exploit your employees. So if you're going to do those two things, we won't compete with you. Okay, we won't let your product into our country under those circumstances. I mean, it's not hard to do. Without borders, we can no longer use laws as easily to protect our own interest and create laws to control capital. Well, again, laws to control capital, you mean excessive exploitation of workers, because that's where capital is acquired from, or to control inheritance of capital. So again, be honest in your critique here. Create laws to control inherited capital, not earned capital. So incentives may be the best of all. Well, again, it's just silly talk. I'm sorry, it's just silly talk. There's a point where you have to make rules. You know, you can't just sit there and say it'd be nice if everybody doesn't commit murder and leave it at that. No, you have to penalize. You have to create actual hard incentives, not soft incentives. With a socialized system, we are essentially ensuring our. Well, here's this. This is on healthcare. We are essentially insuring ourselves by the government in a means-tested way. Well, it's not that means-tested in the first place. The rich don't pay into Medicare at all. After a certain income, you don't pay into the healthcare system anymore, so it's not exactly means-tested and progressive. And, his comment is just the same old bullshit, right? I mean, the video is about the simple argument that one person shouldn't be obliged to subsidize another person's taste. So if you like to drive Mercedes and I like to drive a Volkswagen, I shouldn't really have to subsidize Mercedeses, okay? I mean, I'll give you a car, okay? We can subsidize the idea of car, but maybe it should be something between those two. So that's the argument, really. We should be able to choose what level of insurance we want to pay for everyone. Alright, John Yin, which is sort of, really, he's nice, dark, good anti-natalist, but why does he show up on videos about the economy and just do this crap? So, I'll just read some of this. Isn't the point that there is no win here, no way to level the playing field? Well, again, obviously there are ways. We did them. So, again, this problem of the rich getting richer only started with the election of Ronald Reagan. All right, that's when everything went to hell. Okay, tax cuts for the rich, float all boats. Okay, so and it makes a huge difference whether if you're getting paid twice as much for your work. It's a huge improvement. So it's just idiotic to say, oh, there's nothing to win here. So fuck you. This is just such bullshit. This isn't the subject of this video. Isn't whether life is worth living or whether it's worth investing in. The subject of the video is, well, look, if we don't do the anti-natalist thing, if we don't do plan A, having no plan is stupid. You dumb fuck. Fuck it all. Yeah, well, that's just useless. Sorry, but that's just useless. Jerks. Here's what so this guy, some wizard's beard, and so another guy just kind of talks right past the video, like the video wasn't even made, Here's what I propose for Americans, since I feel like we need to take care of our nation before we start taking care of all the global and shit. All the global and shit. Let's take care of our own first. Well, whatever. I don't see any psychology in that. I mean, anything but psychology in that. What's the difference of a 10-year-old in America, a 10-year-old in whatever, Malaysia? What the fuck's the difference, you idiot? Before we prescribe some global policy. Well, again, I just don't see any point in doing anything. If you either care or you don't care. And to say you only care because they're wearing a flag on their ass, I mean, fuck you. We limit inheritance substantially in a progressive tax style, reaching 100% tax around a few million. No, it's just a lie. So thank you for lying. But since this chunk has a point about... But since this chick has a point about the rich always transferring the money and setting up funds for their kid's name, etc., we need to cap wealth. You know, capping wealth, again, the subject is capping inheritance. So, I mean, you know, you fix the inheritance problem, the wealth problem goes away. Because the wealth becomes irrelevant, because it has a lifespan, and then everything that person spent the money on goes back to the society. So unless he actually does hire people to just pick their nose all day, the resources will go back into the economy. Income and salary at a defined point period, whatever that means. Oh, look at this. I'm not doing all this. I'm saying no one should have 100 million plus worth wealth over a $10 million salary, period. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I think it's fine if nobody has it, but I'm just saying if nobody can inherit it is the more important fact. Because then all those resources go back on the market and it keeps driving prices down. So prices can't inflate. If there's no inheritance, if there's no perpetual ownership, then there's no price inflation. Price inflation is created by possession. Ah, shit. Alright, so this was on the Thunderfoot and TJ video. Meta character. Whatever that means. 305. Now the man can't control himself. So that's, I guess, my quote. Gary, you're a hard determinist. So, on your view, the man really could not control himself. Well, yeah, it's like if I bought a calculator and I put 2 plus 2 into the calculator and it says 7. Right? I'm going to say something like, what the fuck? Okay? You can't get 2 plus 2 right? Yeah, I mean you can't do this simple little function. So that's what I mean by control himself. You can't figure out that he can't rape a woman, can't drug a woman, can't maliciously and deliberately try to have the woman fall into a trap that compromises her autonomy, her sexuality. He can't figure that out. He can't do that simple 2 plus 2. Then he's a fucking asshole. And that's all I said, you stupid jackass. So he's not responsible. Well, again, you say he's not responsible. You say determinism means that something's not responsible. That means that we can't call something an asshole. We can't call a toaster broken. It's not a toaster's fault. It's not broken. So we'll just pretend it's not broken even though it's broken. We won't throw it in the garbage and buy a new toaster. Because deterministically it wasn't the toaster's fault. I mean, that's just stupid. If something's broken, if something doesn't work well, if something sucks, you say it sucks. That's all I'm saying. That's all society is saying. If somebody goes out and rapes and murders, it doesn't matter whether he could help himself or not. The simple truth is he's a rabid dog and we should put him the fuck down. God, I mean, I've been over this, so this is no excuse for this. I mean, I've said this over and over and over and over again. Deterrence works. So until deterrence doesn't work, there's an argument for calling assholes assholes. That's right. You call them assholes and it deters other people from being assholes. You treat them like assholes and it deters other assholes from being assholes because now they're going to be treated like an asshole. Duh. For anything to be relevant, including your own words, there must be free will. Fuck you, you're an idiot. You even said in a video, everything's already futile in the sense I can't really change anything. Yeah, and I said that in the context that still everything we say or everything we communicate, it's like a script. It's got to be read. If the old lady is to be, if she's not going to get run over, somebody has to yell, "Hey, there's a car coming! Save that old lady!" Somebody has to say the words so the person close enough to the old lady could save the old lady. That's just a fact. So, you know, fuck you. I mean, you just don't understand what determinism means. I believe in free will. Well, you're an idiot. So I can ethically hold men accountable. Accountable for what? Not being educated, growing up in a slum. Oh, so hold them accountable. You know, statistically, there's a huge relationship, I'll just inform you of something, between poverty and slums and crime. But you don't think that correlation means anything. So you're still going to punish them because they had free will, even though they didn't have 10 cents in their pocket or 5 cents worth of hope. Then you're an idiot. They can control themselves. They abuse these women in their free will. No excuses. Well, whatever. It's just stupid with free will. You're an idiot. What's a free look like? Show me a free anywhere in the universe, you stupid fucking asshole. God, you're dumb. I mean, these are inane arguments you shouldn't have to do 5,000 times over and over and over. Would you consider appearing in an episode of The Drunken Peasants? Well, duh. I'll consider appearing on anything. Just about. Carla always maligns and disagrees with inmendham. Not a video, yes. Yes, and I shall continue to discreet. Discreet? Well, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Carla's an asshole. Carl. Whatever it is. Gary is clearly a communist. So I just point out in my video how I'm not a communist, and this guy's just got to use the label because he has no argument to make. So it's just this total bullshit of, you know, red bait the argument, just start off with this bullshit. So in spite of the fact that I wouldn't be handing out anything according to need, I'd be handing it out according to work. And communist doesn't even mean anything in a sense, just because communism has always been associated with something very uncommunistic, which is an elitist class who basically stole from the workers. So, you know, even calling somebody a communist, so what kind of communist? There's never been a real communist on planet Earth. He should stop beating around the bush and just say it. Yeah, I believe workers should get paid for working, and those are the only people who should get paid. Yes, that's what I believe. Now I understand why he's been defending Joseph Stalin and Jim Jones lately in Tiny Chat. I never defended Joseph Stalin. I just said Stalin, you know, was a quotable fuckhead. I'll certainly defend Jim Jones because, yeah, he was basically a good communist. Yeah. In the sense that he wasn't stealing from anybody. Stalin outlawed abortion. Yet another reason why Gary is a fake antinatalist. So again, you know, lazy narcissist guy, what can I say? I didn't defend Stalin. So again, I don't know, what else can I do? I mean, I think I did block you. Maybe I can block you again. Well, I'll do whatever the other thing is, because this is just obnoxious. I never defended Stalin. This is just so stupid. I just pointed out that Stalin said some shit. I mean, I'm not allowed to say that? God, you people are just so out of control. So I can follow him. I'm not following him anywhere. They don't give you a link to do shit here. It's this Google crap. It's one of these Google Plusers. Fucking bastard. You know, I just do what I can do. Ban. Yeah, that's all they give you. And delete. I can definitely do that. Fuck you. I'm not even going to read that one. So you can go fuck yourself. Fucking lying piece of shit. Choke on a can of tuna. Alright, he doesn't believe in ownership, period. Okay, so another lie. Right? I mean, I said right in the video, I'm not saying you can't own your car, or your house, or this or that. I'm saying you can't inherit these things. You can't understand the difference between owning and inheriting? That makes him a communist. Well, fuck you, it doesn't. No more small business. I said I have nothing against small business. What I'm saying is I'm for mass production, and mass production done by real human beings instead of crooks will be so efficient that there'll be no need for small business. If fucking McDonald's or some of these big corporations weren't stealing your money, they'd be great companies because they could provide a service at a fair, cheap price because of mass production. And, you know, you just don't get it. The only thing that makes them suck is the fact that they're profiteering. No more of those privately owned shop store services that you use in your everyday life. So you're just a liar. So I'm going to have to do something about that. But you're just a liar, right? I mean, then you say at the beginning, look, I never said Gary wants the completely equal distribution of income. Oh, you call me a communist. I don't know how that's, you know, not saying the same thing. So don't straw me and put words in my mouth. Well, they're not strawmanning you. Obviously, you're just a fucking ragger. I'm merely repeating Gary's stated position. Well, you're not. You're lying, okay? Because I never did any of this. He doesn't believe in ownership, period. That's a fucking lie. So, fuck you. Fuck off. And such. Okay. Oh, and this is, look at this. I'm a democratic socialist. No, you're a communist. How dare you qualify what you are and then deny me the right to qualify what I am? How dare you, you fucking piece of scum? Believes in a mixed economy. Well, Jesus fucking Christ. I think it's pretty mixed. 300,000, 30,000. I think that's pretty mixed in terms of income. What's your mixture on inheritance shit for brains? I've suggested that anything over $1 million, we just let people do the $1 million thing and nothing more. Is that too unmixed? You're just such a fucking cunt liar. Fuck you. Oh, I should block him. Yeah. He might be a YouTube channel, right? Hopefully I won't get so it's another plus channel. Fuck. I hate this Google Plus shit. I just want to thank you for the videos over the years. Carla, read this book. Fuck you. Yeah, read my lips. You suck. Yeah. So here's a defense of nepotism. Nepotism is reasonable and moral. Amazing, right? I mean, it's totally bigotry, nothing else. It's care without character. It's giving people reward without responsibility, without what's the R word for actually making something. So you know, it's giving people credit without earn. It's just stupid, because it is the duty of a parent to care about their children. It's not the duty of an adult human to care about children. No, it's the duty of parents to care about their children first and foremost. First and foremost, put in there. So somehow when they see a 10-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 10-year-old and a 10-year-old, the only thing that should matter to them is which one's mine. That's their natural function. So here we go to this natural thing again. And I'd say it's the inevitable consequence of reason that you do not credit natural functions as good guideposts, that you instead think and realize that bigotry be bad. You fucking bigot. Yeah. It's like a team player playing for their own team instead of the other team. It's like a team player, so somehow we're supposed to be in competition. So I'm supposed to think of my 10-year-old being in a competition with other 10-year-olds for the privilege of whatever. And I should cheat for my 10-year-old. I should help my 10-year-old win, so it beats the other 10-year-old whose parents died, let's say, or something. And I should feel good about that, because I helped my 10-year-old beat the other 10-year-old. Yeah, fuck you. which would be illogical. Yeah, so the setup of your premise, as always with your arguments, is this fake premise of comparing team sports to children. And you just subtly do that so people might say, oh yeah, that somehow there's a continuity here. He just turned 10-year-olds into competing sports teams to make his argument. I mean, you can't get more grotesque than that, right? Why don't you set it up so babies are in kind of competition, like when they're born, and you put them, why don't you put the babies in an arena, yeah, and have them fight with each other? You want to animize society and make every individual into a single team, but the family is the natural team unit. No, I don't want to make people into individual teams either. I want to say the only kind of competition I want is constructive competition, not destructive competition. But you won't pay any attention to that. So there's 27 replies. Shit, there must be a lot of dumb-ass bullshit in here. Let's see if we can just read the Carla things. Is there an example of it? North Korea is completely fair. Everyone is equally miserable. So they're using North Korea as an example, I guess, of a fair economy. I mean, my description of how the economy should run is North Korea now. It's just pitiful. It isn't moral or ethical. That's the giraffe guy. Let's find it, Carla. P.S. It's also dinosaurs lived, putting their children over others. LOL. It's how every animal lives. Yeah, every animal in nature is ill-informed, ignorant, and stupid. And we're supposed to be intelligent and have eaten the fruit of the tree of knowledge. And apparently you don't know what the tree of knowledge is. Apparently all your Eve genes have, gone fallow, and you've gained nothing from the experience because you're an idiot. In fact, some cultures, mostly tribal, it was average for children to be loved, raised, whatever that is, mentored equally, whether it was theirs or not. Well, let's see what she says to that. Yes, but I don't want to go back to tribal society. See, so there you go. She wants to go back to nature, right? I mean, pelicans eating other people's kids, or not pelicans. Yeah, pelicans do that. They eat the nestlings of other pelicans. I guess because that's immoral, since it is not fair, since the tribal favors their own. Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, they're just hopelessly, they're just hopeless bigots is what it comes down to. They think they're better than everybody else, and they think their kids are better. It's disgusting. You didn't answer the statement. Somebody else, Carla, didn't say anything there. What would your response be to Bathroom Man's statement about Jesus seeing all children as equal? Let's see. Unconditional love is always unfair and undeserved. Well, that seems quite rational a statement, but you must have said it in some other stupid context. Obviously, you're saying unconditional love is okay in a family context, though. You are hungry giraffe, so now he's calling somebody else. He made the same Vice comment, so I don't know, he's making accusations now. Let's see if there's something else here. Love, hope, faith, justice, truth, for example. So some Christian blog post. Yeah, that's really exciting. Love agape is not kinda blah blah. It means willing the good of the other, eros, philia, whatever, different kinds of love. Essentially, religion is man-made fantasy lore anyway, not Christianity. Oh, Christianity isn't a man-made religion. That's funny. Hilarious. Let's see, always bring up religion because they are secretly very insecure about their atheism. Well, that's silly. You're the one that brings up religion. Listen, okay, it's a giraffe guy, forget it. Why should, okay, here's Carla on Mariana's video again. So more than one comment on the same video, which is also irritating. Why should only those who deserve something get it? Why? Well, because of the same reason why you punish criminals, okay? Because deterrence works. Because there is going to be a future, and you have to encourage people to do things. So if you connect, deserve, like, yes, theoretically it wouldn't matter. If it was just one roll of the dice and there was going to be a winner and a loser, yeah, it really doesn't matter. But in the long term, it creates something called incentives and disincentives. So it creates deterrence and the opposite of that, which is encouragement. So you encourage people to do good in the world by subsidizing it or creating this connection between deserve and consequences. So that's why it would make sense to connect deserve to what people get. I am not saying that those who deserve something should not get it. Well, you're arguing why should they? But why shouldn't also someone who didn't deserve something get it anyway? Well, because only one person can get it. Okay, there's not an infinite supply. There's no free lunches we're giving out here. So it's only the choice is, should we give it to the person who deserved it or we should give it to the person who didn't deserve it. That's the choice. You can't float all the boats. It's a lie. Provided that there is a surplus and everyone already got what they deserved. Yeah, well, what sense does that make? You know, a surplus. It's just silly. We don't have a surplus of health care and a surplus of all these things. So it's just silly to make that kind of argument. It's a waste of time. That's what it is. It's a stupid waste of time. Alright. Hey dude, I'm your age and quit smoking 2 months strong. Talk about liberation. Hey dude, I really think dude is like for idiots. But regardless, I mean, what, are you just going to wear a badge on your shoulder? I quit smoking? Like, that's what people who quit drinking should do to people who are still drinking? I don't understand the point here. Okay, you quit smoking. That means you know what addiction is. You addicted to exactly the same level as somebody else, and you're going to just say, I quit, so you should quit. Or you can quit. And it's just kind of idiotic, isn't it? I mean, you do know better than that, don't you? I quit eating meat, and it was really easy for me. I don't assume that it wouldn't be a little harder for some other people. Dude. God, I hate that shit. He really is a creepy piece of sock. Oh, that's Modern Mystic. Cigarette fuel video. Yay. Yeah, it was good having a cigarette. Let's see. It's very telling how the competition bullshit is often associated with deregulation as one is linked to the other. That's why we need sports stadiums to create level playing fields and competition to take place. I don't know, I'm not going to go through all this crap. The wizard beard guy said something that was probably stupid. Competition is not simply exploitation in any meaningful sense. Oh, I'm sorry. Life does not give us equally beautiful people, equally intelligent people, or equally moral people. It doesn't really matter. We're talking about the inconveniences of work, and we should pay people based on the risk of their job to their welfare. And that means the difficulty on the body, the difficulty on the mind. You know, the amount of time you have to excrete from your pleasure, contemplating the stuff you have to learn. People should be paid for what they've acquired in terms of knowledge. Softly Day. It does seem like the system has to completely blow up for the middle classes to understand. Well, there aren't too many of them left. They're not just motivated to think about things properly. It takes the middle classes because the poor are usually too uneducated to have anything other than complete apathy also, which is sad. Yeah, well, they don't have complete apathy, but all they do is throw tomatoes and spit and do some of their kind of stupid idiot march on Wall Street or something. They're too stupid to figure out a plan. Let's see, wizard beard guy. Cap wealth and income at some relevant level. Perhaps, it's the same shit you wrote in the other comment. Perhaps change the inheritance issue too. Perhaps change the inheritance issue too. Well, if you don't change the inheritance thing, you're not getting anywhere. And say fuck to heirs a 50 million and get lost, you fuckers. Well, whatever. Family wealth and say fuck you heirs at 50 million. 50 million? It's still we're giving away way too much. In the end, we need a little bit of market and a whole new application of how people fuck other people over, given any chance. All we need is to take stuff that is now held as owned surplus and put it back on the market at a fair price. And that way prices go down, which in effect is the same thing as your salary going up. Oh, look at all this shit he typed. Yeah, he's too big a rude asshole for me to give a fuck. Anyway, let's see, this one. Fisty guy, let's see what he says. The U.S. spends $500 billion a year on advertising. What a complete waste of creative energy and resources. Oh, there you go, right there, yep. It is a complete waste. Let's see, beardy guy. We need an inmendham fundraiser that could include a lottery where the winner gets to smoke a bowl of some wizard herb and have a beer with inmendham in a Google Hangout. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you've really watched a lot of my videos. Yeah, sure, I'm going to go to a Google Hangout. I really think pot smokers are a waste of time. I mean, it's recreation, okay? It's a recreation. You're not going to find the truth, in a bowl of pot. Your beer is, poor man's pot. Whatever. Again, another mind number, not mind enhancer. Alright, Bandit really is incredible sometimes. I don't know. Oh, this guy, I banned him, so let's see what he said here. And almost forgot, Big did taking tons of shit, guessed, but there is some algorithm by which YouTube paid you. I don't even know what that means. YouTube paid me. You're an idiot. Let's see. I hear that antinatalism is very rational. LOL. Well, yeah. I guess you hear pretty good. And let's see, anything else? Can someone please explain to me what the fuck Beardy Man is talking about? No, well, he's a little confused. Starting to catch on, though. I think he's understanding now that this rich man getting richer thing might be a problem. Let's see. Oh, look at this stupid comment. So it's good I got rid of this guy. You are an idiot, ungrateful, dirty pig who likes to be called a human being. Greetings from Eastern Europe. Yeah, well, whatever. Fuck Eastern Europe, too. Oh, it's already fucked. Yeah, I don't have to bother. Anyway. This is ridiculous rhetoric coming from someone who frequently pervs on women in chat rooms. Pervs on women. How exactly do I do something like it's called a perv on a woman? Please explain. Because everything I do is in public. You'll never find any private indiscretions on my part. I've never forcibly imposed anything on a woman. So what's your argument? Shit for brains? Oh, that's right, you don't have an argument, you just have an accusation. I'm not endorsing what Dick, Neck, and T.A. said, but the hypocrisy here is ridiculous. So you think people who are, like Thunderfoot is so insensitive to rape that he says only real rape victims always go to the police. And TJ basically says, it's a little rape, big deal. And you're going to put that in the same class as me saying, hey, you got a wonderful face. That's perving. You're an idiot. You're worse than an idiot. Yeah, you really are really stupid. Shit. Anyway, no point at all. Why is Gary dragging that poor woman through the woods? Oh, that's a really irrelevant. I don't even know. What am I supposed to say that? That makes sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Gossip? I don't even know what that makes sense. I don't know what that means. Stupid fucks. I think you should just shut up with the feminist crap. Oh, Jerry Perry. He's a real Einstein. Yeah. Well, I think I don't really care what you think, so how's that? Yeah. So, who cares what you think? Let's see. Oh, here's another one of his comments. They have killed many people. They have burned down the school and killed about 40 boys. Girls were told to go home. and didn't care. Newspapers wrote rule about it, no reaction. Some boys were burnt alive while others had their throats slit. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, there's lots of all kinds of crazy crap going on in Africa. So I don't know who he's arguing with. I don't know what's the point. So let's see if there's anything else. It's incredibly stupid, just looking for something. So we can find another Perry comment. Wayward guy. Fuckers deserve their nuts. That's all aggressive. What happens to small business in a world without owners? You know, like I said, they won't exist because we don't need small businesses. They really don't. And such. So anyway, until next time. You know, except the hookeries and stuff. You know, we don't need to mass produce hookers, but yeah, 98% of services can be provided through a mass-produced network of service provision. Yeah. Till next time. Oh, I hate the internet.